The cabinet makes collective decision, and when the cabinet speaks, it speaks with one voice. Being hip, being popular, being cool, that's really easy, until you have to make tough decisions. And when you have to make tough decisions, that veneer of coolness comes off real quick. We have got to build more affordable homes in the south of England, we've just got to. We didn't get agitated over the closure of blacksmiths when people stopped riding horses and started driving cars. My fear is of the message we put out to millions of voters is that if change is not initiated through the ballot box, then they may regard disappointment in that as a trigger to initiate other methods of change. I don't want to be the Grinch. It is uncomfortable seeing how very divisive politics has become. There is nothing inherently left-wing about young people in the UK. When there are legitimate concerns and frustrations, it is never cool to marginalize and ridicule the people who have those concerns. You've got to have a winning mindset. The Labour Party lost millions of voters because they failed to listen. Because the referendum in 2016 wasn't just about our relationship with the EU, it was about millions of people and their relationship with politics as a whole. A failure to listen to the party's grassroots was a charge regularly leveled at Theresa May, particularly over Brexit. One of the big learnings both out of the referendum and out of 2017 general election is that parties that don't have a professional network on the ground slightly lose the ability to hear what local people are saying, so we've re-established our network of campaign managers out in the field. Voters don't just want to see detached and distant faces on TV, they want to feel that they know the people that they're trying to vote for. Boris is a naturally energetic and optimistic politician, and when he goes on the campaign trail that just becomes so evident. There are two things you can do in politics: you can sit around waiting for things to happen, or you can start doing them. If we went around just throwing people on the scrap heap because of one or two things that they might have done in their youth, I think we would lose a lot of talent. There is an awful lot you can accomplish by being a vocal champion for a certain cause. There is a pattern whereby even if you can't map out the exact policies and issues that might be dangerous for you as an individual, we've seen this before, and you don't have to join all the dots to see it ends badly. There shouldn't be that kind of fear from any community in the UK about a future government. It's the nature often on social media that people say things without really thinking through their position. Both the country and my party are beset with division. We cannot bring the country back together unless the party of government is united, and the party cannot unite if it is led from its fringes. I think the Conservative Party is a fantastic organization, it's been a wonderful home for me. I'm in the most diverse cabinet. When I have been speaking to people in Braintree and at other places in the country, they really didn't buy into Labour's economic offer, didn't buy into scare stories about the NHS, and clearly didn't trust Jeremy Corbyn. Once we can Brexit delivered, we can then start talking about those other issues which are much better at bringing people together. We will talk about local health provision, education, farming, policing, and the economy. Actually, Brexit is an incredibly important issue, but it's not the only issue. And to be a credible party of government, you need to have plans for everything, not just for the delivery of Brexit. The London Assembly's job is to scrutinise the Mayor of London. When I was on the London Assembly, it was quite common for government ministers to refuse to appear. I regularly help constituents who have had problems with the benefits system. Daniel Blake is a powerful and moving film, but it is a political polemic and is particularly unfair on the public sector professionals who work in Job Centre Plus. In my experience, they are proactive and helpful, completely at odds with their portrayal in the film. Once Brexit is delivered, we then need to think about how we can make the Conservatives look new and sound different. I am Brexit tooth and claw, but we need to be pragmatic and sensible and leave with a deal. To inspire the British people, we need to look different, sound different, and offer something new. I believe I can do that. Brexit has given us the start of a conversation with people who perhaps haven't traditionally voted Conservative. It shouldn't be the case that young people feel they have to go to London to get the good quality jobs. We have to make sure those jobs are available everywhere in the country. There is one party, the Conservative Party, who is committed to honouring the referendum result, getting Brexit done, and then delivering on the priorities of the British people. We have had political parties threatening to bring down the government, talking about it but not bringing down the government. What I am focused on is the things we are in control of. The timing of a general election, we don't have control over. We have all had, on all sides of the house, some truly appalling things said about us. I've been called a race traitor, a coconut, a sellout. It's horrible, and it's never the kind of thing that should be normalized or accepted. I get racist stuff all the time. The Conservative Party absolutely can be a party that speaks to mining communities in Nottinghamshire and Derbyshire, and communities based around heavy industry in Yorkshire and County Durham, Wales and Cornwall, as well as urban areas like London. I was born and brought up in southeast London and been very conscious for a long time that people feel politics happens to them and not with them. Wow, a left-wing leader getting a good reception at a rock festival. What kind of crazy world is it we live in that kind of thing happens? So the better thing to do is to be right and be doing the right things for the right reasons, rather than trying to be cool and popular and saying whatever thing is going to get good headlines or a big cheer at Glastonbury. I'm going to say yes, I reckon we'll have the first BME, black or minority ethnicity, Prime Minister. Basically the real decision-making in the Labour Party is old white men, assisted by young, posh men. The Labour Party still really has no idea why their people voted for Brexit. They still think that basically it's naive Labour voters being conned by terribly clever Tories. One of the things that we've got to understand is that politics of identity has never gone away. And where people have had a strong identity, geographically, culturally, in terms of their employment, if that's gone and not being replaced by something else, then I think the right of center's got to wake up to that. We just fundamentally forgot that people want to vote for something positive. They want to be shown what the good life for them personally looks like. Once we have delivered Brexit, no one is going to say, "Oh wow, you delivered Brexit, I'm going to ignore everything else to do with politics and reward you." Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.